Welcome to the shadow frequency, where the veil between this world and the next grows thin, and the things that whisper in the dark are given voice. From the cryptic candlelit studios, deep in the Indiana forests, your host, Matt Wilson, and his spectral producer, Juniper Ravenwood, unearth the forbidden, the forgotten, and the fearsome. So, still your heart, dim the light, and listen closely. For once you tune into the shadow frequency, you may never tune out.
All right, Shadow Seekers, settle in. Juniper has just cracked open the haunted file cabinet, and whoa, hang on, she's already leaning way in there like she's spelunking.
Okay, not this thing. Definitely not touching that thing. And whatever that is, absolutely not.
Yeah, if it wiggles on its own, just let it live its best life.
Oh, come on. Why is there food in here? Hold on. Matt, is this a bag of beef jerky?
Yep, that's probably Chris's missing stash. He's been tearing the couch apart looking for that.
Should I put it aside for him?
Actually, no, just go ahead and hand that over here.
Are you going to eat it?
Of course I'm going to eat it. It's beef jerky.
And what if Chris comes looking for it?
Simple, I'll tell him I never saw it. Poof, mystery unsolved.
Wow, incredible ethics displayed here tonight. Okay, pushing past the snacks, dodging whatever that thing is humming about. Here we go.
She's got something.
Tonight's file, episode 252, the Joelma Building, the 13 Souls of Sao Paulo.
Oh yeah, that one's been glowing faint orange all week. Perfect. Let's crack it open.
Listeners, you might want to dim the lights for this one.
Episode 252, the Joelma Building, the 13 Souls of Sao Paulo. Let's dive in.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. Hosted by Matt Wilson, produced by Juniper Ravenwood, with Chris Beach. The darkness continues.
Imagine a gleaming skyscraper in the heart of a bustling city, where suits and briefcases define the rhythm of the day. But beneath the fluorescent hum and the click of heels on marble floors, something lingers, a whisper of smoke that never quite clears, a shadow that clings to the edges of your vision. Tonight on the Shadow Frequency, we're stepping into the Joelma Building in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's a place where a single spark in 1974 turned an ordinary Friday morning into a gateway to the other side. Nearly 200 souls lost in flames and smoke, but it's the 13 souls, the ones fused together in an elevator, their cries echoing beyond the grave, that keep calling back. Guards hear screams in the dead of night. Workers smell burning flesh on empty halls. And the air, the air turns ice cold where the fire once raged hottest. Are they trapped in a loop, reliving their terror? Or are they reaching out, desperate for release? Pull up a chair, dim the lights, and let's listen to what the shadows have to say.
Juniper, you always know how to make a guy's skin crawl before the coffee's even kicked in.
Right.
13 voices pleading in Portuguese from a sealed tomb of steel. Yeah, That's the kind of hook that keeps me up at night, folks.
Right.
Buckle in. We're diving deep into this one. From the infernal's roar to the ghosts who never clocked out.
Right? It's like the building swallowed their last breaths and spits them back out on the witching hour. All right, Matt, the vault's open. Take us into the file.
Thanks, Juniper, for digging into the file cabinet and pulling out this scorcher. Literally. Man, every time I crack open a case like this, it's like flipping through an old smoke-stained diary that doesn't want to stay shut. Tonight's folder? It's thick with the kind of tragedy that seeps into the walls, the kind that turns concrete into a conductor for the unrest. So let's ease into it, friends. Picture Sao Paulo in the early 70s, a city pulsing with ambition. where the skyline's racing to touch the clouds. And right there in the financial district on Avenida 9 de Julio stands the shiny new pride of a building, the Joelma, 25 stories of glass and steel, built just 3 years earlier in 1971, mostly offices for banks and businesses. It's Friday, February 1st, 1974, around 8:45 a.m. The elevators are humming with folks shuffling in for the workweek grind, accountants, secretaries, young guns chasing that corner office dream. 756 souls inside, give or take. Now, here's where the air starts to thicken, like the prelude to a storm you can't see coming. Up on the 12th floor, in the Banco Crefisol offices and air conditioning unit, one of those overlooked heroes of modern comfort, decides it's had enough. A short circuit sparks, tiny at first, but it catches the synthetic carpets, the plastic partitions, the wooden desks stacked with papers. Whoosh! In minutes, it's not a fire anymore. It's a beast. Flames lick up the open stairwells. No fire doors, no sprinklers, just a chimney draft sucking oxygen from the lower floors and feeding the inferno above. Smoke billows black and toxic, choking hallways, turning the air to acid. People are screaming now, real screams, the kind that claw at your chest. You can almost feel it, right? That rising panic, the heat pressing in like a vice. Down on the street, office workers from nearby buildings spot the smoke curling from the windows and dial the fire brigade. Sirens wail, but by the time the trucks roll up, the Joelma's a vertical furnace. Temperatures hit 900 degrees Celsius in spots, hot enough to warp metal, to fuse flesh to bone. On the roof, over 100 folks huddle, waving shirts like flags of surrender. But helicopters can't land. The updrafts are hellish whirlwinds. Desperation takes hold. Folks start leaping, 40 in all, from 15th-story windows, their bodies crumpling on the pavement below like broken promises. The images hit the papers worldwide, silhouettes against the blaze, free-falling into silence. But amid all that heartbreak, there's this one thread that pulls tighter than the rest, the one that twists into legend. See, not everyone could make the stairs or the roof. Some bolted for the elevators, those steel boxes that promised salvation, crammed with 13 desperate souls. Accountants in ties, maybe a secretary clutching her purse like a lifeline, a couple of guys from maintenance. They pile in, jab the down button, and the doors slide shut just as the flames lick the threshold. The car plummets, but the heat follows. It's a pressure cooker now, temperatures soaring as the cables strain. By the time it grinds to a halt somewhere below, the elevator's a tomb. Firefighters pry open the doors, hours later, and what they find? It's the stuff of nightmares. 13 bodies, or what's left of them, charred beyond recognition, fused into a single grotesque mass. Arms entangled, faces melted together, impossible to tell where one ended and the next began. No IDs, no families to claim them. They call them the 13 Souls. Buried side by side in Sao Pedro Cemetery, unmarked graves that became a shrine. Folks leave glasses of water there even now, like offerings to quench an eternal thirst. But here's the hook that really gets me, the land itself. Turns out the Joelma wasn't built on fresh ground. Dig back 4 centuries to when Portuguese settlers first planted roots in Sao Paulo, 1554. Vasco da Gama's shadow still fresh. A group of 13 Jesuits, priests, and an altar boy set up the first college right on that spot. Local tribes, they say, cursed them for desecrating sacred earth. Fast forward to the 1800s. A house rises there. A guy named Paulo, haunted by debts and despair, murders his whole family, 12 souls, then himself, in a well on the property. A firefighter, handling the bodies, catches an infection and drops dead the next day, making 13. The place sits empty for decades, whispering bad luck, until the Joelma goes up, Coincidence? Or is this the ground hungry for souls, replaying the count like a broken record? The fire claims 187 lives that day, 187 stories snuffed out in smoke. But those 13, they linger. When the building's rebuilt after 4 long years, renamed Praca da Bandeira to shake off the ghosts, folks think it's done. Fresh paint, new tenants, move on. Except it isn't. Night shift guards start clocking weirdness first. Elevators ding open on empty floors after midnight. Doors yawning like invitations to nowhere. Step in, and there's that smell. Burning plastic, acrid and fresh, like the fire still smoldering in the vents. Then the sounds, faint at first, a murmur rising from the shafts, building to screams in Portuguese. Ajuda, socorro, help, save us. Multiple voices overlapping, desperate, like they're right behind the walls. Office workers, the daytime crowd, they brush it off at first, but then the figures start showing up. Shadowy shapes in the stairwells, huddled like they did that morning, vanishing when you blink or call out. Maintenance guys swear the temperature plummets along the old elevator paths. 20 degrees drop, your breath fogging in summer heat, as if the air's frozen in that final descent. And the pressure? Listeners, have you ever felt it? That static hum in your ears? A flicker where time stutters? Witnesses describe it exact. A moment where the fluorescent buzz cuts out, and you swear you see them. 13 indistinct forms, reaching. One guard back in the 80s quit after hearing names whispered. His own mother's, long past, pleading from the vents. Paranormal teams sneak in with recorders, and the EVPs? Choked sobs, fragmented prayers, always 13 distinct tones weaving through the static. It's like the building's a radio tuned to the frequency of loss, broadcasting fragments of that last morning. Are the 13 souls stuck, reliving the crush, the heat, the betrayal of the doors that wouldn't open? Or is it something deeper, that ancient curse bubbling up, demanding its due? The cemetery graves, they're alive with it too. Visitors report cars' lights flickering, figures drifting between headstones at dusk, voices calling from the earth. One woman in the 90s left water and felt a hand brush hers, cold, insistent. Sao Paulo whispers about it still, the tower where the dead punched the clock, where every ding of the elevator might be a cry from below. And that's just the surface, folks. The fire's echo still rippling through the steel. Makes you wonder what else those walls are holding back, doesn't it?
Oh, Matt, I'm sitting here with goosebumps, stacking on goosebumps.
Yeah.
Those screams in Portuguese, it's like they're slipping through the veil right into my headphones. Uneasy doesn't even cover it.
Hang tight in the second half. We're pushing deeper. Witness tapes, cursed lore that ties back centuries, and yeah, a question that'll linger long after the credits. Juniper, your turn for the break.
Phew, if that first half didn't have you glancing at your own shadows, I don't know what will. The Joelma's not just a building, it's a scar on the skyline. Bleeding stories that refuse to heal. What's brewing next? More on those fused souls, the land's bloody backstory, and voices caught on tape that might make you sleep with the lights on. Listeners, what's running through your minds right now? Have you felt that elevator chill? Or smelled smoke where there shouldn't be any? Hit us up after. We'd love to hear. For now, handing it over to Chris for a quick word.
Thanks, Juniper. And hey, don't forget, if you're enjoying the show, give us a like and subscribe. You can follow the Shadow Frequency on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and of course, all the major podcast directories. Want more? Head over to shadowfrequencypodcast.com, where you'll find every episode, our brand new Shadow blog with companion articles, and our merch store with some eerie cool swag. Plus, we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a voicemail right on the site and let us know where you're listening from. We might feature your message in an upcoming episode. And if you'd like to support the show, you can even buy us a coffee. Every bit helps keep the shadows whispering. Back to you, Juniper.
All right, thanks, Chris. All right, cosmic travelers, time to fire up the spectral cosmic message materializer, flipping the switches now, calibrating the dials to snag those ethereal transmissions from the void. Oh, look at that. Tattered envelope materializing through the fog, stamped with the scent of desert winds and midnight gouts. Cracking it open gently because you never know what whispers might spill out. This says, "Hey, Matt and Juniper, my name's Gary, writing in from Salt Lake City, Utah. I've been meaning to send this for a while now, but my drive home from work is about an hour, and that's always when I'm tuned into the shadow frequency. There's something about the combination of the desert sunset, the mountains in silhouette, and you two talking about the strange and unexplained that makes the whole drive feel like I'm cruising through a liminal space. I usually listen on Spotify, though I've jumped over to your YouTube channel a few times. As for topics, I'm all about the UFO stuff. The weirder the encounters, the better, but I also love when you dive into hauntings, cryptids, and the deeper conspiracy theory rabbit holes. Anything that makes me look into the rearview mirror a little longer than I should. Just wanted to say thanks for getting me through those long commutes. You've made the drive home my favorite part of the day. Listening from the long stretch of highway, Gary." Oh, Gary from Salt Lake City, you've got me grinning through the goosebumps. Desert sunsets and liminal drives, that's prime shadow frequency territory. Like the highways of vanging straight to the unexplained. UFOs with a side of hauntings? Sign me up. Next time you're glancing in that rear view, maybe wave if you spot a shadow hitching a ride. Thanks for riding with us, man. Makes our night knowing we're the soundtrack to your twilight zones. And hey, reminder, folks, you can drop your own airy dispatches to shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. The materializer's always hungry. Back to you, Matt, for the shadows waiting in the second half.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. The darkness continues.
Juniper, that mailbag's a breath of fresh air, or whatever passes for it in this line of work. Gary, buddy, those Utah highways at dusk, they're basically cryptid catwalks. Keep that rear view hot. Thanks for tuning in. It's voices like yours that remind me why we chase these echoes. All right, friends, we're back in Joelma's grip, picking up where the smoke left off. Last half had us in the flames, feeling that elevator's final plunge. Now let's lean into the aftermath, the rebuild, the reports that piled up like unanswered prayers, and the way those 13 souls started etching themselves into the very blueprint. So, the dust settles, or it tries to. 4 years of silence on that cursed plot. Crews gutting the place, pouring new concrete over the scars. By 1978, it's reborn as the Praca da Bandeira building. Same address, new name, like slapping a Band-Aid on a poltergeist. Tenants trickle back. Law firms, accountants, the daily grind reclaiming the space. But the air's different now, thicker, like it's holding its breath. The hauntings don't crash in like the fire did, they creep. Start small, build to bone-deep dread. Take the elevators, those mechanical heartbeats of the tower. They glitch from day one. Doors slide open on the 15th floor and above. Prime fire zones with no call button lit. Step out onto deserted landings, and bam, that burn smell hits, sharp as yesterday's headlines. Not faint either, it's visceral, like melting vinyl and charred paper, clinging to your clothes till you hit the street. Guards log it in the dead of night. Ding, open, empty hall. Ozone tang, then nothing. Close the doors, and you swear you hear scratches from inside the shaft, like nails on cable. But the voices? That's where it turns personal. Office drones in the 80s typing away on the upper floors report it first as white noise, static from the vents, they think. Tune in closer, and it's layers. Whimpers folding into sobs, then full-throated pleas. Always in Portuguese, always overlapping. 13 distinct timbres, if you count them. Mom, help me. Why? One exec mid-meeting in 85 swears his recorder picked it up clear as a confession. A chorus begging, "Let us out," right as the AC kicked on. Paranormal investigators, the real deal with their meters and mics, flood the place in the 90s. EVPs galore, fragmented sentences, children's cries mixed with adult gasps, all time-stamped to 3:45 a.m., the spark's exact moment. One team sets up in the old elevator bank. Temperature dives to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Gear fritzes, and their lead-sensitive bolts, babbling about hands on his throat, invisible but iron tight. And the shadows? They're bolder, almost conversational. Stairwells become hotspots. Folks glimpse clusters of figures, indistinct at first, like smoke puppets. Approach, and they dissolve, leaving that pressure drop, the air compressing like before a storm. A janitor in 2001 describes it best. Mopping the 16th floor at 2 a.m., he sees them, 13 silhouettes, fused at the edges, shuffling toward the elevator bank. No faces, just voids where eyes should plead. He freezes, mop clattering, and hears it, a collective exhale, hot and ashy, brushing his neck. By dawn, he's gone AWOL, muttering about debts from the land's old sins. Speaking of which, let's thread that needle deeper. That Jesuit curse? It's no footnote. Back in 1554, those 13 holy men, 12 priests, 1 boy, plow sacred indigenous ground for their college. Tribes hex them. Your foothold claims souls, 13 by 13, till the earth reclaimed. Echoes in the 1860s. Paulo's massacre in the well. 12 family plus the infected fireman seals the count. Vacant lot for decades. Whispers of lights and empty windows. Cries from the dirt. Joelma rises, and poof, 1974's toll hits 187. But those 13, they're the anchor, the unfinished business tying the knot. Now here's the chew I promised, the one rational ripple in the sea of unease. Look, I've chased enough shadows to know grief's a hell of a ghostwriter. Post-fire trauma, collective, citywide. Sao Paulo's scarred. Folks project the horror onto the rebuild, turning creaks into cries, drafts into hands. That fused mass? Science says extreme heat causes contraction. Bodies welding post-mortem. Horrific, sure, but mechanics, not malice. And the curse? Folklore's comfort food for chaos. No records pin a pillory or Jesuits exact to that spot. It's human wiring, sparking stories to make sense of senseless loss. Doesn't debunk the chill, but it grounds it, giving us something to grip when the whispers get too close. Still, even with that foothold, the building hums with unrest. In 2004, the mayor's office moves in. Half the staff flat out refuses, citing nightmares of falling. They call a Buddhist monk for a blessing. Incense burns, chants echo, and for a week, quiet. Then, the elevators ding again. A security cam catches it in 2012. Grainy footage of doors parting on floor 12. A swirl of what looks like smoke figures. 13 in count, before static swallows the frame. Investigators return, mediums in tow, and one channels a message. We're not angry, we're waiting. Tell them we're here. Waiting for what? Release? Acknowledgement? Or just one soul brave enough to listen without flinching? The tower stands today, lights blazing through the financial fog. But Sao Paulo knows it's a monument to the unfinished. Those graves in Sao Pedro? Pilgrims still leave water, flowers wilting overnight, glasses shattering unexplained. And in the building, the frequency holds, screams at dawn, shadows at dusk, a pressure that says the veil's thin as ash. Are the 13 replaying their hell or knocking to be let out? Friends, next time you're in a high-rise, ear to the wall, what do you hear? In the end, Joelma's not haunted by fire. It's haunted by what fire couldn't consume. The plea that echoes on. Sleep tight, if you can.
Whoa, Matt, that channeled whisper straight up gave me shivers, like they're tuning in right now, waiting for us to turn up the volume.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me wants to book a red-eye to Sao Paulo. Part of me wants to burn my passport.
Yeah, chase the ghost or run from the echo. That's the rub every episode. Folks, if the Joelma's got you pondering your own brushes with the beyond, jot them down. The cabinet's always open. Juniper, wrap us up.
What a ride tonight, Shadow Frequency family, from the Inferno's spark to the souls that still flicker in its wake. The Joelma Building reminds us some tragedies don't rebuild, they just persist. Thanks for braving the static with us. Your company makes the dark a little less lonely. Swing by Shadow Podcast at protonmail.com with your tales, theories, or that one time the elevator talk back. Catch more chills on our website at shadowfrequencypodcast.com, or you can stalk us on our socials, where the weird never sleeps. Tune in next time for another dive into the unexplained. You won't want to miss it. Matt, you want to say goodnight?
Night wanderers, may your dreams be light and your shadows stay quiet.
And that's a wrap on episode 252. Stay strange, stay safe, and remember, the frequency's always listening. Sweet dreams till next time.
This episode was conjured with a solemn vow to explore the unexplained while remaining bound to the truths that have been unearthed. All interpretations are speculative and offered only for your enlightenment and your entertainment.